Welcome to the Lust Resist or Love Persist read. This is where we examine who wants what and who needs something. We're using erotic fantasy tarot, romantic tarot, wake up, kick A, repeat, kick A affirmations for women, and a tiny universal weight tarot. First, the lust card. We have the strength card. Someone has battled against forces unnameable and unknown inside of themselves. They've come out the other side as a character, as a witness, as an example. This person has done the work necessary to tame their own energy without blame. Next, the love card. We have the Ace of Wands. This is someone who lives on the edge, is highly impulsive, always wanting something fresh, something new, another notch on their belt. A garter is seen draping itself over this wand. They're all about not love, but lust, and fleeting lust in the moment, not looking for commitment, not being one who settles down. So the first person is mighty. They have developed character. They've put effort into their being. And the second person is fly by night. Just get what you can get and move on. Let's look at the sparkles of attraction or repulsion between these two, shall we? In the past, we have a feeling of freedom with this Eight of Swords in reverse. The truth sets someone free. There's an ability to not be stuck. And we also have the Hierophant in reverse. There's no scruples. There's no morals. This is like whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to think about it ever again. It's not going to drag me down. I'm not going to take anything personally here. This is someone who just does things without thinking. Oopsies. In the present, oh my goodness, we have a whole storyline. We have the Chariot, the Ten of Wands, and the High Priestess. Progress and hard work that you can't talk about. Someone who has no connection and no compulsion about just being in the moment. And then we have this confluence of working too hard to get ahead but not being able to reveal anything. It's all secret hush hush. It's like, if we do this, we can't talk about it. The Hermit. In the future, I'm getting kind of like a non-disclosure agreement here, or signing some type of agreement that's very weird between the two. There's a signing of papers here to keep everything from not being talked about, not being known. The High Priestess and the Hermit are both secretive cards. And whatever work someone does, it's not the regular type of job. There's some type of mystery around it, or it is clandestine in some way. This whole meeting of these two people would be clandestine. It would be not revealed, not talked about, not disclosed. One person is very tame and in control, and the other person is completely out of control and just as full of desire. One person does what's right for them and healthy for them, and the other person doesn't care if they have a downfall. This is a really complex meeting, and at what level the two shall partake of each other is still unknown, because at this point what we do know is they could have met when the strength person wasn't strong and wasn't towing the line for themselves and was more in a place and space of like anything goes. And now it seems in this moment they're on the up and up, and they've worked hard to get themselves to the place where they are today, and they don't need to be around bad influences. And if they do go around this influence, they don't want anyone to know that they did this. And in fact, it would be wise not to get together at all. So let's get a little bit more about this strength person. They seem to respond well to new opportunities with the Page of Pentacles. They like saying the truth. The truth shall set them free with the Ace of Swords. And they don't have anything to their name, really, because the Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. They're not motivated by money. They're not fixated on, getting ahead, keeping up with the Joneses. They're kind of like, I'm more interested in taking care of myself and being ethical and staying out of trouble. Which is why it's strange that the person with the most trouble will show up. We have the Magician. This person is used to getting their way because they set it up that way. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They don't like waiting around for anything. They're into immediate gratification. And we have the Knight of Wands. Of course we have the Knight of Wands here, along with the Knight of Swords in reverse. That's very strange. Their desire makes them pause for a moment. What they desire fully and completely, impulsively, they can't get right away. And they're used to getting their way. All right, let's look at the energy between them because it's still kind of a mystery. We may not get anything from it. It's a wish. Granted. Maybe it's in the subconscious desire that's unknown. We have the Page of Swords. They want to talk to each other. There's some talking that needs to happen, some combos. Let's just talk. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Someone's not feeling grounded, to say the least. Someone's not feeling financially secure. Someone's feeling like they are a bit ruined. This is a whole lot of complex issues. These two people should not be talking. They should not be desiring each other. And they should stay away from each other. That's really what I get. But someone feels like they're in a corner financially, and someone else feels like they want to take advantage of that person who is fragile financially for their own gain. But we can't disclose any of this, and it has to happen in a secretive fashion. That's very sus. That's the most I can get out of these energies, because they're not talking. Well, if they could wake up and snap out of this, what would that look like for the first person? Follow the directions. You rock. When I get the You Rock card, it's like hold steady, like stay grounded, like don't be tempted, be solid as a rock. And then we have go get 'em. It feels like this person is trying to talk themselves out of their desire or out of wanting a wish that they want. Tell us about the second person, please. Buy the ticket, take the ride. Everything's a commodity to this person. Best day ever. They see it as an amusement park. They see this first person as their muse, but it amuses them to somehow distract this person from their spirituality or from their mission that they're on. Like, they want them to skip a beat. They want them to fall off the path. They want them to experience maybe even defeat in a way. Succumb, I would say. What are the kick-ass affirmations here? The first person has 2 cards. Interviewer, what would you say is the most overrated virtue? Compliance and conformity. The second card says women who lust for wisdom become astonishing, wondering, as muses of our own creation. Wanderlusters remember our original power. This first person would whitewash any type of seediness out of this experience. They would say, oh, it's part of my spiritual development. Oh, this other person is a muse for me. Oh, I'll gain something from this. It's not so bad. This strength person is minimizing the impact that the second person would have over their life. They think they could just clean off afterward and get on to their own thing, that it wouldn't impact them at all. Tell us about the second person. Truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Noticing how the fingertips are connected here. That's a mudra. The other person is like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. They feel that the first person is is unbelievable. They feel that the first person is putting on an act. They feel like they already have everything in the bag. They feel that they can get what they want. I think that I need to get an additional clarifier from the listen bead. What does the first person need to listen to? Your pet thinks you're a queen. Your pet is right. The second person sees the first person as highly valuable, but they still want to mess with them as long as they can get away with it without repercussion. Tell us about what the second person needs to listen to. Ask yourself if it will matter in 10 years from now. If it won't, don't sweat it. The desire is a fleeting thing. It will leave quickly. Ignore it. It says the thing you're self-conscious about is what makes you light up the effing room. There's a wolf howling at the moon. Didn't I tell you just the other day in one of my readings that you can't join in with the howlers? You just can't go off the path right now. You can't entertain anything that is not right. Confirmation. The air is literally popping with tension right now as I speak. And the astrology is like fierce. Now is the time to break through to the higher level with all of your acumen. It's not time to be sinking down and experiencing things that are momentary. You want to be doing things that will evolve you forward in a bigger way. And as they say, you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Do you want some fleas? So, this second person might be completely right that they are beguiling, amusing, the entire package for the moment. But the first person has really worked hard to get where they are today. They're on a whole nother level. They're a queen. They have virtue. They have style. They have grace. And it's hard won. They're not the old person that they used to be. They've transformed into the high priestess. And even if they don't have their life completely together, their wish was to be spiritually strong and courageous. And why would they put down their defenses for someone who is one and done? And then some. It's a temptation. But it's weird because we have the wisdom keeper of the feminine energies, the high priestess, and the wisdom keeper of the masculine energy, the hermit here in the timeline. And it's like, is this a lid for a pot situation here? Or is this just a disaster waiting to happen? You know? One more card. The Justice in reverse. It's just not right. And so, my final analysis is, if the first person has truly evolved, they'll stick to their path and do the right thing. If they haven't learned their lesson, they'll go messing. I'm leaving it up in the air because there's free will everywhere, you know? And that is what is lovely and lusty today. Thank you and namaste.